One of the conversations I've had locally here was with a large supermarket chain, and it was shared within a forum. So I'm not going to name any names, but the frustration with that person was within that position of leadership was that COVID, when that happened, it was almost like innovation was happening at a rapid pace. Like, people were reimagining supply chains, they were rethinking the customer experience, they were pushing out massive improvements to their apps and to their online experience within 2-3 weeks, things that just the regular pace of business would never happen. And that's obviously a rare forced condition that has been placed upon all of us, possibly not sustainable. But if we think about language and we think about other conditions that might be useful to enable this innovation to happen at the corporate or the really large business end of town, what else have you observed as being really critical to, getting those gears going and getting people in that mindset of not just incremental, but in those larger big step changes of innovation?
I think empowerment and trust at the end of the day. At the Home Depot, we were faced with a similar situation as well too. When COVID hit, everybody's gone remote, and we were caught flat-footed a little bit just in terms of curbside pickup, right? This is a large endeavor, right, to launch. And while we had talked about curbside pickup for some time, we needed to get it out there because this was a human behavior now that we had to address. There was a change in customer behavior. It was expected. Competitors already had it in place. So how do we get there? And an amazing cross-functional team. It had to be 50 or more people involved in curbside pickup. It's not just about curbside pickup in the app, but you're thinking about logistics and supply chain and workforce and everything else. There's so many things to consider when you're dealing with curbside pickup, right? It was really about getting out of the way and trusting your teams and letting the teams go. And we launched curbside pickup in 7 days. 7 days, right? That's unheard of. To what you were saying earlier, things are happening at lightning pace. I think if we didn't have COVID, that probably would have taken us 18 months to get out the door, right? But to do it at that speed, and we started small, right? And that would be my advice to companies as well. That doesn't have that road where you can drive a Mack truck down. It's like you got to take small steps to get there and start small and show those wins, those outcomes, the changes that you're making, not only for the user, but also to the mindset and behaviors of the organization, and start to get that traction and tell that story. So starting curbside small with, I think it was 5 stores, and then we scaled to 10 stores, and then we scaled out to 1,000, and then to 2,100. I mean, it just went on and on because we learned from what we were doing. Plus, we were eating our own dog food, right? And going to the local Home Depot and doing curbside pickup, and what was working and wasn't working. And it was actually a beautiful thing to see too, because the empowerment was there. Like, even store managers setting up curbside pickup because all the marketing and the signs and everything out wasn't out there yet, taking a Homer bucket, putting a stick in it, handwritten sign, curbside pickup this way, right? That is just great in terms of everybody rallying around the mission and the message that we're trying to do and take care of our customers. Going back to the inverted pyramid, which I was talking about before, we had to address this new human behavior. And that's really the definition of an outcome at the end of the day. What human behavior are we affecting or driving that provides business value, right? So how can we actually prove that? And we were able to by providing this wonderful service and letting the team go, and leadership getting out of the way, politics and all of the other stuff, just letting the team go and decide and get it done. That was a huge difference.